Hello everyone. So in today's video we are going to create this design that you see right here. We will be using Figma to create the design, and we will be implementing the prototyping on this design as well. So instead of wasting any more time in the intro, let's get started. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, let's just review what we are going to design once more. So this is what we are going to create. Basically, if you see here once more, and there you go. So that is it. And please don't confuse this with something else. I know the shark is very dangerous, but it looks with something else as well. So just stay with the image, like just think it as a shark only. That is one request for you guys. All right, so here is the image, and basically the main thing in this whole design is this image. So from where I got this image is here. I just went to Pinterest. I saw this image, and I thought, like, let's do the design. So this is from where I just found the image. So let's start with the designing here. It's basically, let's start with the frame size, which is 1440 by 990, and now here 1440 by 990, and let's give it a fill of pure black, like 000 fill. And I'm not gonna type everything here, and basically I'm going to do copy and pasting for a lot of stuff, so that we don't waste time in just creating the design. I'll go through with what I did here is basically it's a circle of 32 by 32, two circles with SH and H written inside, and then we have a vector for the navigation, and then just plain text, nothing like complicated or sophisticated here, everything just simple and plain. So this is our menu, and then the second part is pasting the menu for the sidebar. So we can just type it out here if you want. So let's say menu, and then we can just type home, and then we will type about us, and then come on. All right, so duplicate and duplicate. So we have 4 menu items, so that is what we have here: our services and contact us. So this is our menu, and let's go ahead and just resize it properly. I'll just add auto layout on this one. If you see here, you can click on auto layout, and then I'll add spacing for 20 for starting, and then we will keep improvising with what is working properly, but let's start with 20. And now the font size, let's see what font size we should be using here. So I think 26 would be fine, and let's make it 0%, and yep, that is good. All right, the next part is the active menu and the inactive menu. So for the inactive menu, we can just reduce the opacity to maybe 50%, and that's how we will really achieve the active and inactive state. And here let's make it uppercase instead of lowercase, and add this spacing maybe 10% to make it more look like a tag fill or something like that. And then we will bring it closer here, and if you see here, we have 28 pixel here, and 28 pixel from is the logo as well. So what we can do is we can add just this ruler here, so that we would know that this is our working area. And now this is our menu, which is working just fine. So let's call it nav, and let's group it with a menu, let's say, and center line to the frame, to the main frame. And then the next part is adding some text again, this text that you see here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to just copy and paste it again, because I'm not gonna waste a lot of time just doing small things here. So this is what we have here, and then the other part is again this copy. So I'm just gonna copy this one again here, and paste it here, so that we could save some time in this video. So you can see this just plain text, nothing fancy over here for anything. So all plain text here. And now is the magic part. So the magic part is with the image, because that image was basically the attention grabber. So let's start with the manipulation of the image and the text as well. So we will start with importing the image first of all, and then we will start working on the text. So I'll just copy this image and paste it here in Figma. So you can see this image. This is also the black background image, so it just merged really well in here. So that is exactly what we are looking for. So let's resize this image maybe to this size, and something like this. Okay. All right, so I know the menu is hidden for now, so I won't be worried about that. We will do the placement at the end. And now we have the image here, and the first thing that we have to do is to add a fade effect, as you can see here, because as like it looks like the image is fading here. So that is the effect that we have to create here. And for that, what we will do, I'll just choose a rectangle, and let's bring this image here in this frame, and I'll draw a rectangle on this shark here, like this part, and then I'll add a fill of gradient with a linear gradient, and the top should be black but with zero opacity, and the bottom should be again black but with 100% opacity. So that gives us that effect, like it looks like the shark is fading from nothingness to proper, so there are no sharp edges or anything, and that is creating a really nice effect on this shark. So the second part here is that we have to separate the shark and the water, because if you see here in this preview, so the shark is coming from bottom, but water is coming from top. So what we have to do is we have to separate the water and the shark. We're not gonna use Photoshop or anything. We are just going to do it here right in Figma. So how we will do it, I'll just select a pen tool with pressing P on the keyboard, and then I'll just select all the water part here, and this is all the water, and I'll add the fill on this one, and then I'll duplicate the image, the shark image. So because we need the image for the second part as well, which is like the shark part. So we will be repeating the same thing for the shark as well, but let's do it for the water first. So let's bring the image on top of the vector that we just draw, and then we will and let me duplicate it so that we could reuse it and bring it down here. So these two, the image that we want to crop is on the top, and the vector that we just draw is on bottom. And with both selected, I'll just add a mask here, and what this does is it gives us just the water that we need. Don't need to worry about anything here, because the background is also black, and this is also black, so everything will just work out just fine. So that's how mostly I crop the images in here. Like I don't go to Photoshop and remove the background from the image, or do anything like that, or using any tool to extract or remove the background. When we are using same background and same background color of the image, then what we can do is we can simply use this technique, and it's effective and it saves a lot of time. So the next part is extracting the shark from the image as well. So let's just do a simple shape here with all the shark here. I think that's it. Let's make it a little bit bigger so that we don't lose any part of the shark. So we have the image here. Okay, we have the image here, and we have the vector that we just draw, and this is the vector. And now we will select the image again the same way. I'll just add the fill here first of all, and then we will bring the image on the top, and shark the vector shape on the bottom. And then what I will do is do the mask, and now we have the shark and the image. So if you see here, we have two images here, and if I just bring them here, so this is like what it looks like. Basically, one image is for the for the water, and the second is for the shark. So we have both of them separated. And now let's select this one, and let's bring it over in the mask as well, because this is inside the mask. So now we have everything that we need. Good. So now the next part is adding the text over the image, which is also very interesting. So let's start with the sh on the right side, and then we will do the rk on the right side. Okay, so now the font that I have used for this one is called Acquire, ACQ, and oh sorry, AQUIR, Acquire. This is the font, and let's make it bigger, even bigger, maybe something like that. So this looks nice here. We will just modify it a little bit. So let's use the regular version instead of the bold version, because that looks way too big, so, and way too heavy. So that this looks much better. So I'm going to copy this one, and right click and copy paste, and what I will do is paste properties only. Wow. Okay, copy and copy properties. I normally use shortcut keys, but because I want to show you how to do that, so that's why I will just use the version, the visible version instead of shortcut keys, so that you could see also like what is happening in the background. So I'll just align them both properly. Okay, so this is looking nice, but the effect here is that the RK and SH is behind this shark image. So how do we achieve that? And as you can see here, this is a little bit of shadow going on here from the shark to the edge. So what we are going to do here, we are going to implement it in the same way, and this trick is very important. And so it's not just for this tutorial, but you might use it a lot in multiple multiple designs. But first of all, let's try to understand what we are going to do. So I am going to, select we will just reduce the opacity of this image, this text, so that we could see what is in the background of this text. And I'll just use pen tool to draw over it, something like that. That is all that we needed. So I'll just add a fill on this one, something like that, and remove the stroke. So this is all what we needed. And what I will do now is I'll select these two, again the same practice. So the shape should be down here, shape should be under the thing that you're going to mask or crop or whatever you want to do. So the shape is below the sh text, and with both selected, I'll go here and I'll click on subtract selection. Okay, that is interesting. I think it should be something like that, and subtract selection, and there you go. So this is what we have done here. We have just subtracted the image, the shape of the shark. And now if you want to modify something, you can just simply select the shape, press enter again, and you can modify it however you want. So maybe something like that. And let's add a little bit of smoothness on this part, and same, we select this point and add a little bit of roundedness on here as well. So let's go back to the 100% zoom, and now it looks much better. Same thing what we are going to do here. So I'm going to reduce the opacity, press P for the pen tool, and then I'll just draw over here, something like that and almost there. That is all what we need, so almost there. Okay, so here, and then I'll add a fill and remove the stroke. With both selected, I'll click on here and subtract selection and make the opacity to 100%. Boom, there you go. So we are getting there, almost there. Just one more and one more thing and we will be good to go. So the next part is adding some shadow on this so that it looks more realistic. So what we are going to do here is I'm going to select or maybe I'm just going to select the pen tool again and select almost this area. All right, and then I'll remove and add fill and make it black. And where is that text? This is the text that we have here. Yep, I'll just add it in the subtract selection as well, and I'll just go ahead and go to the effects and layer blur and add some blur on this one. It's not working, so I'll move it above and there you go. And now what we can do here is we can modify it to get what we want. Something like that. All right, okay, we're getting there, and we will reduce the opacity, of course, because it's too much. So something like that should work just fine. You see in this view, so you can see the shadow is being casted. It looks like a shadow of the shark, although it's not a shadow at all. It's just a layer with a blur, and that is how we fake the shadow of the shark on this one. So now the only part that is remaining is this one. So I'll just copy this text and bring it over here, and I'll just paste it and bring it down here. And the final, and if you see here, like I just made it look like a little bit scattered wording with 15% letter spacing. That is the only thing that I did, and I did some I didn't use pure white or gray, so I went for this color, and that's how it's it just works in this way. And then what we do here is I'll select this text and I'll show you what I have done here in 1 second. So this is what we have for the tagline. Again, I'll just centerline it, and I need to centerline everything else as well. But let's see what we have done here. 114% letter spacing, like big letter spacing here. And again, the font is plus Jakarta Sans. That is the only font that I use in this design, and for everything except this text which is acquired, and this is like you can see the properties here how I've used it. I'll go for this one so it's not confusing. All right, so that is all for this the design part, and now let's like organize everything before we do the next part. So now our design looks pretty nice, where we want it to be, and now it's time to basically organize it, because we are going to add animations on this design. And normally you should, if you're a good designer or if you want to be a good designer, you need to organize your layers and name them properly. It's always a good practice. If everything is here and there, then you're not a good designer. So please name your layers properly always. So let's see how our design looks like now. So what we are going to do is I'm going to select all this text plus this one and group it inside main heading. and then I'll choose this one, group it inside tagline, and then we have this one, so let's call it water, and we have this one, let's call it as shark, and then group them both together again, and let's call it shark and water. We have footer already in place, we have the value props already in place, the top nav. So let's bring top nav to very top so that it appears properly, and we are almost there. Almost there. One thing that you have to know here is for the nav bg, if we remove the bg from the nav, you can see it looks really like this text is not readable. So I added the black background but with some layer blur, so that it's not very sharp, and it starts fading instead of a sharp cut. So that is what I done here for the nav page. So overall we are looking almost there, and now it's time to just center line everything so that everything looks proper and in place and in good shape. So we'll center line everything, which means that we have to select everything that we are trying to center line, and let's select these two first of all, and let's bring them here, and then let's bring it here, and we are in good shape now. So that is basically the design. Now the next part is the animation part, and let's move ahead to adding some animation on this design. So first of all, what we will do is we will create 3 frames for this one, because we want to finish this animation in 3 parts. So the first part, this is our end state, so we're not going to do anything on our end state, it will stay as it is, and these are 2 of our states that we are going to play with. So I'll select the shark image first of all, and the shark image from here as well, and I'll press I'll move them down here pretty much at the end of the frame, and same thing I'll do for this one, and I'll move it to the top of the frame and make the opacity for this layer to 0%, and same for shark image, like for both sharks. Now this shark image and this shark image, so I'll reduce the opacity to 0%. So this is part 1. Now the second part is we are going to move this text and this shadow, like let's move it to the left almost here, and reduce the opacity to 100%, 0%, sorry, and let's do the same for this one, and let's bring it here and make the opacity again to 0%. That is it, I think. Yeah, let's move it down here and make like a little bit offset it a little bit, not like to the bottom, and make the opacity to 0% again as well. And now the next thing that we are going to do is go to prototype and link it here with instead of on click, we are going to use after delay, and we are going to use 1 ms, like right away almost, and it should be smart animate, and the animation that we are going to use is the ease out. Instead of ease out, we might use ease in and out, that is better, and let's make it maybe 500 ms, and let's see how we are coming along. Let's play it. This is the flow number, not this one, this is the flow number 2. So this is where we are right now. If you press R, the animation will restart, so you can always see like where you are. So this is the part 1, the frame 1, like how it looks like. Now the part now the time for frame 2. So for frame 2 we are going to add another link here to the final frame. And for this one, what I'm going to do is instead of ease in and out, I'm use bouncy, and let's make it maybe 1500. And instead of click, it should also be on after delay, and delay time should be 1 ms again, because it should be happening right away. So let's see where we are now. Restart. That doesn't look good. You see what I mean? Yeah, so we need to fix that. To fix that, what we need to do here is on this frame, if we go, we just move the shark over water, so that what is happening here is the shark, when shark and water, like they bounce, so and overlap on each other, it creates a problem because shark goes under the water, and it doesn't look nice. So what I have done here is I moved the shark above the water, so that the shark will always over the water, and it will not look like the shortcuts that we have in the image, so they don't become visible at all. And the same thing I will do on this one, because it should be same for both. So come on, shark. All right, here it is. So now if we just go here and replay, you see, you won't notice that problem anymore. And if you still, if you're still curious about to fix the small issue that we have here, like the pointy edges on the shark, so you can just bring the, like, instead of cropping it this way, if you would have cropped it a little bit more sophisticatedly, it would have worked even more properly. So for example, instead of being very random, let's, if we had something like this, then it might have looked much better than what we have right now. And I think that is all that we needed for the images. Come on, where is the second point? Let's add another point, and another point, and another point. So we'll just need to, like, bring the edges closer to the shark. That is all we needed to do. But I'm not gonna fix that right now, because it will just add more minutes to the video, and won't help at all. So that is all for this video. If you see, this is our final output of how our design should look like. It needs a little bit cleaning, but I will leave that up to you, like how much cleaner you want it to be. But that is basically the main design or main stuff that we needed to do. And now for the next video that we are going to design in the next tutorial is this one. If you see here, let me restart the prototype, and you can see, like, this is what we are going to design in the next video. And like, it's a minimal shopping website design, the fashion design. So we are going to create this design in the next video. So be sure to subscribe, and turn the notifications on, so that when I upload the next video, you could see this one as well. Okay, so I hope you learned something from this video, and if you learned something, then make sure to like this video, so that it could reach to more people. And also make sure to subscribe my channel, because the next video is going to be very interesting, as I shown you in the video as well. So this is what we are going to create in the next video, if you see here. So, and make sure to subscribe the channel, and we will meet you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.